I have two stories. You want to hear the funny one or the scary one first? Wait, they're both scary. Never mind.
Okay.
But they're funny too. I hope. It is that season again. We know that day is coming inevitably, and we await it with trepidation and perhaps a sense of foreboding and doom. Yes, it will soon be the eve of that day, and we are told that evil walks among us, and we hear the mind-shattering howls at demons at each turn. We see signs of their presence wherever we look. They have been awakened, and they have noticed us, and they are incessant in their attempts to lure us. We dread the sudden knock on the door that signals the presence of their minions seeking to lure us out. And we might want to ignore it, but we know they'll be back for us. And we know it is coming. We might want to fasten the shutters and barricade ourselves into our warm and snug homes, but we muster the strength to take that step and go outside to face the unknown. We walk quickly, pulling our coat a bit tighter, trying not to shiver. The leaves are turning and falling and blowing in the chill wind as though to warn us of what we already know. It is coming. And we know that we can't fully know what fate awaits us. We know that in a fight between good and evil, good does not always win. We hope merely for survival. We will confront it as best we can, even in the awareness that we are next to powerless in the face of what could be the ultimate horror, because we know it is coming. It draws closer with each passing day, with each hour, with each minute, with each and every tick-tock of the clock. Our fears may soon be realized because it is coming. Tick-tock. It awaits us. Tick-tock. And then it is here. It is Election Day. Vote for the candidate of your choice. Trick or treat. Thank you. The next one's even scarier. It's about relationships. All Hallows Eve. It was the worst of times. It was the best of times. No, wait, I was right the first time. It was the worst of times. I was dating a witch then, and no, it's not what you think. Well, wait, maybe it is. She practiced witchcraft is what I meant. Normally, she was pretty nice to me unless I did something bad, which was, of course, my nature. Well, I'm a demon. What would you expect? Her name was Endora, by the way, named after some TV witch, which I thought was ludicrous to the max. Anyway, she threatened to turn me into a toad again if I so much as looked at another witch with lust in my eye, and she didn't even care which of my 4 eyes it was. It ain't easy being a demon, and I need all of my eyes to have perfect 20/20/20/20 vision. She wasn't really a good witch. Well, by that I mean she was pure evil, just not very good at it. So I really wasn't too shook up by the toad threat. So I joked, ha-ha. Gee, I hope it's a horny toad. She most definitely did not find that amusing. At least that's the impression I got from the thunderbolt she threw my way, which did singe my noses a bit. Then she apparently thought she had to rub salt in the wound, and that stung too. Well, about that time, here came her sister wearing a really low-cut gown. I smiled, and she snapped at me, "Hey, Buster, my eyes are up here." "Well, so are mine," I responded, or 2 of them anyway. The others are just a little bit over there to one side. And then of all things, Endora pointed down to a part of my body over which I had little if any control and said, "So what's up with that?" And I looked down and saw that sure enough, my tail was twitching. It just means I'm happy to see you," I said, hoping I sounded more sincere to her than I did to myself. In all honesty, she had every right to be jealous. First, on a scale of 1 to 10, my scales are at least a 9. And I have this great fur, fireproof too, which comes in handy in some of the pits I spend time in. Then there are my 3 horns and my 2 pointed ears that line up with them, so it looks like I actually have 5 horns. And let's not forget about my hooves, which throw sparks like you wouldn't believe. Yeah, I got it going on all right. I had to smile. But Endora, who could be extremely touchy, just seemed angry that I knew I was such a prize. She scowled and snarled, "Oh, just go to hell with you." My smile faded. Somewhat disappointed, I replied, "You want me to go home?" "Yes." She spat in my direction. I dodged. "Well, let me point out that I didn't ask to be here in the first place. You summoned me, remember? A bad choice on my part and a complete waste of a perfectly good eye of Newt. Oh, give it a break. He still has the other one anyway, and you can always substitute a finger of W for the eye of Newt. Well, things just deteriorated from there, and she made good on her threat, and there I was again, a toad in a fiery pit of sulfur. But it was good to see all my buddies again. I hopped over to the bar and sat down by an old demon named Bill, who was shaking his head over a beer and muttering to himself. He looked up when I climbed onto the stool next to him, looked at me understandingly with 3 of his wise eyes. "Witches, eh?" Bill said. "Can't live with them, can't live without them. They can be such complete and total demons at times, can't they?" "Well, sure," I offered, "and that is just adorable. That's what keeps us coming back, isn't it?" I shrugged, or at least attempted to. Being a toad, not all that familiar with using 4 legs, I ended up doing a backflip off the stool and onto the floor. I tried to appear nonchalant and scuffled through the peanut shells as though I was looking for a particular one, hoping my awkwardness would appear intentional. But Bill had seen it all and wasn't fooled for a second. "Don't worry," he said. "The spell will wear off in an hour or two. Just chill until it does." I had to laugh at Bill's joke. I mean, really, chill in a fiery pit of burning sulfur? Now, I don't care who you are. That's funny. Climbing back onto the bar stool, I saw that Bill had signaled the bartender, who had put a stein of beer next to a bowl of flies for me. I appreciated Bill. He understood. So I was good for about a minute or so, and then I realized I missed Endora. And then I thought about her sister and that cute little way she had of cackling, and considered that possibility for a bit. Then I realized that no matter how evil and conniving she should be, she would just never be Endora. And then I thought about her low-cut gown and realized that Endora would never be her either. Come on, I'm a demon. What would you expect me to be thinking? After about an hour, just like Bill had said, I was my old self again, with my eyes, all my scales, my fur, my hooves, my horns, my ears, my noses, and I still had the weekend ahead of me, with time for mischief, tormenting, horrifying, and rending asunder. Plenty of options for a great weekend. And then, whoosh! I hate whoosh. One minute I'm basking in the glow of the fiery pit, and the next I'm materializing from a bubbling, boiling cauldron in the middle of a pentagram. And that just burns my tail, literally. I smiled at Endora and said, "I knew you'd summon me back again. Missed me, did you?" She looked at me with that charming scowl that wrinkles up her whole face and said matter-of-factly, "Nope, I just brought you back to show you I've moved on. Meet the new man in my life." I turned to look into the leering face of some guy in a clown mask holding a machete. "Oh, get real," I yelled. "This guy isn't even in my league. He's a wannabe, and if I'm right about what's behind that mask, he's an actor from some movie. He is, isn't he? He's not real at all." "He's as real as you are," she growled, and I figured out I don't even need an iron newt to summon you. I used an ordinary lizard tongue and some freeze-dried beef jerky this time, and now it's goodbye. Be tormented and suffer. As she raised her hand to throw another piece of jerky into the cauldron, I had to say, "Wait, give me one more chance. Is your sister still around?" I got the feeling that might have been the wrong thing to say, because she just flung the jerky into the bubbling vat. And then whoosh! I do hate whoosh. This time I found myself in downtown Dubuque, of all places. Okay, that was adding insult to injury. But I did appreciate her wish that I be tormented and suffer. At least we ended on a pleasant, respectful note. Well, sometimes I still think about Endora and wonder what she's up to these days, and her sister too. But I've moved on, and I found my own little bit of Hollywood to make my life complete. I've been seeing Lindsay Lohan, and her powers are even more refined than Endora's. She just inspires me. Next week, we're pitching a new reality TV show that we're calling Demons of Dubuque. Watch for us and check out our website and follow us on Twitter. Ha! I don't even have to wait to be summoned anymore. I can appear everywhere at once through the magic of technology. No more whoosh for this devilishly handsome demon. And I get to end each show with my catchphrase. Bye for now. Be tormented and suffer in a fiery pit, y'all. Thank you.
You may be leaving for now, but the nightmares will return.